Hey guys, and welcome back to my life in Korea. This recently happened, so I thought I would start off by talking about this first. But BTS all over the world right now, and now they're in like America, they're touring. They were on like Good Day America and so forth, like Ellen Show and all that stuff. So they're doing good, and like I'm in Korea, so like my kids talk about them all the time, like 24/7. Like the first thing that we do when we start off a class is we talk about like, what do you like to do and all that stuff. And majority of the girls, they just talk about how like, oh, they like BTS and then they like this guy or whatever. Besides that, there is like one-on-one, which comes up very frequently too. But BTS seems to be getting most of the popularity these days, and still in Korea. And we talked about so many different things, like one being like the rise and fall of like many different bands, and so forth, because there's a lot of groups that come together, especially in Korea. If you notice one thing, it's like Koreans tend to follow one kind of group together, and then like maybe a new one rises, and then they kind of like one jump ship, and then the next and the next and the next and the next, and then now like what, that group doesn't have as many fans as the other group had before, and so forth. It's happened with a lot of different bands before, or groups. They're still popular. Like there's still like Big Bang and all that around, but since they are in like the military and so forth, they're not playing. BTS is taking the world by storm right now. But there's a lot of things like we talk about in class. One recently was that there was a video on like African Americans and how much they have given to music and dancing and all of that, and how like pretty much without African Americans a lot of that stuff probably wouldn't have come to be, especially how they have progressed to this day. One being like music like soul and R&B and all that stuff, and how that is like, now there's like pop and like K-pop and all that stuff, but all of this was all from like African Americans way back when, and like all that stuff. Like, so there was like just a lesson on it, and you just give them like just like some hints of like different R&B and soul memory stuff, and just like some songs from a lot of popular artists, like Alicia Keys, Neo, and all of them. And even further back, like if you were a part of like Ashanti or maybe even Aaliyah back then and so forth, but like just getting them caught up on like where a lot of this has come from. And I work for Chungdom, so a lot of this stuff comes up out of nowhere. You're just like, what? That's what we're talking about today? But okay. But in class we happen to talk about it, and the one thing is like they were talking about how like a lot of people take things from like African Americans, but like a lot of it's not credited pretty much. And then one that came up was BTS Idol, because they have like the African like dance moves in Idol. If you see an Idol, it's like very big right now. Anything BTS puts out right now is pretty big. I don't think they have much of a competition in Korea right now. But besides that, like there was like the dance steps that was taken or whatever, or were used in their video and so forth. And my friend had actually brought it to my attention that they actually made like documentary on it, and they talked about where they got the dance moves from, and so forth. So like I guess to credit African tribes for like using their dance moves and so forth. But in class we were talking about it, and then one girl, as soon as I said BTS, like she just like, and I'm just like, oh God. I was like, because the first day we had already talked about her and loving BTS and what guy she likes and all that stuff, and she goes into detail and all that. And I'm like, you don't like them for the music? Like, are you not gonna like the music? Like, I like the music, but the guy, I'm just like, oh God. So I'm like, you really just like the guy. It's just because the guy sings in the band, you like the music, but you don't really like. I'm like, whatever. But I knew like when this came up that she was just gonna go on like her little rant about BTS, and did she? Like, oh, and then she talks about this guy being so cute and all that, and I'm just like, oh, okay, but you know, we're talking about the actual music, you know? And she's like, oh yeah, she's like, and then she asked me like, oh, have you seen Idol and so forth? I was like, yeah, actually, now that you bring that up, since we're talking about African Americans and where like dance and music and a lot of that stuff like choreography have come from, you know, I want to bring that up because, you know, they have like a lot of, they had like a lot of moves from like African tribes or what inside. And I know this for a fact because I have a few African friends actually that were like on it. They were so happy and just proud that like the dances were in it. And they were just like, yes, BTS, go. Thank you for using the dance moves and all that stuff, you know, like to give recognition to Africa and so forth. But the thing about that is majority of people don't even know that it came from Africa, you know. So like, you know, African people have been doing the dance steps for some time. They know it, and like probably when they see it, it's like, yeah, like they're using like our dance moves, like that's cool, it's giving us recognition. People are gonna like be like, all like, oh, you know, like Africa's a good place, you know, to promote Africa, you know, because it's not promoted like not at all too much, besides like when it comes to like trying to give food or something for like the needy or something like that, you know. But she went on a whole spree about it, and then I was trying to bring it back to class about the dancing, and then she's like, yeah, and I was like, oh, well, you know, like I heard a lot of the dances were actually from African tribes, and she's like, no, it wasn't. And then this other guy that's in the class, he was like, no, they are Korean, so they are dancing Korean. And I'm like, huh? I was like, hold up. I was like, because a lot of choreographers that come to teach a lot of, you know, choreography, especially in like Korea and other places, I want to say they're probably black, you know. And he's like, no, they're all Korean. And I'm like, okay. And then the girl was like, yeah, Koreans just know how to dance really well. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, no. I was like, hold up. Because I was like, I'm not saying Koreans can't dance well, you know, but like a lot of the stuff that they have got was from black people too, you know, like at least the credit would be helpful, you know. And she was like, no, but they're Korean. And then the guy's like, no, they're Korean. I'm like, okay, do we need to look this up? She's like, no. Actually, I saw the documentary. It is from Africa. I was just kidding. And I'm like, oh God. I was like, okay. She was like, yeah. She's like, obviously I love BTS, so I watch everything. I'm like, oh. I was like, oh, okay. But the guy, he would not let it go. He was like, no. He was like, they're Korean. It's a Korean dance. Everything is Korean. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, but you do have to know that not everything like stems from Korea. You know, a lot of different places take different things from, you know, different places, and they honestly, majority of the time, they probably don't give credit to a lot of different things, you know. But I'm like, but actually, you know, like at least like that, like if you even watch the documentary, like my friend said that it says it in there that it was taken from it. But I guess it's hard for other people because they don't actually see that. You know, they just see them do the dance or whatever, and then they're just like, oh, that's cool or whatever, and like they did that or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you do gotta know, like a lot of stuff do come from other people, you know. And I think the majority of the topic is just that, like, there's just so much that happens, like honestly being black in Korea, you know, which I haven't went into yet, but I do want to go in probably soon enough. Like nothing really bad has happened to me, but like at the same time, like I can kind of see the kind of stereotype towards it, but then at the same time I'm like, but you do use like choreography, you do play pop and all that stuff, and a lot of that stuff comes from black people. So it's like, why don't you like black people, or why is there like this kind of like about black people when a lot of stuff have come from black people, in that you use it, you know, just like, okay. But the guy just kept going on about it just being Korean. I'm like, oh my God. And then you're gonna say that Koreans invented, you know, fried chicken or something. He's like, we did. And I was like, oh God. Oh God. And that's when I realized that he's probably just a nationalist and like everything that's Korean or anything that's like being done in Korea is Korean. And I'm just like, wow. But like honestly, like from that day it continued. Like every time he was like, yeah, that's Korean. Yeah, that's Korean. And I'm like, wow, like not all that is Korean. Like, and then it just happens so much that a lot of kids are like, okay, God, you gotta calm down. Like I'm Korean and I'm telling you right now, like that's not Korean. He's like, no, no, no. And then like he tries, but like I'm just like, wow, like it just didn't dawn on me that like it was like that bad. Like not like if I was like, maybe if I mean, but what would you do? Like would BTS have to like on their video say like, you know, we took this dance from like African people or whatever? Would that make people believe that's from Africa? Because then the guy, he also said like, well, even if it was from Africa, even if that dance was from Africa, Africans didn't make it popular. BTS did. I was like, oh my God. So he was like, yeah, so in that case, it's a Korean dance. I'm like, I can't right now. I can't. I was like, it's Friday night. I just need to go home. But like, literally, I was just like, wow, like I just couldn't believe that like he just assumes that everything is from Korea. I was like, wow, like it's that bad. But like, the only good thing is like it's not everybody, obviously, because my class, especially this one guy, he says like all the time like no, like but I mean he listens to a lot of music, he listens to a lot of American stuff and all that, so like he was really trying to like defend it, like no, it's not, it's this and this. I was like, get him. And then he did, and I was like, okay. But like I don't know, I was like, man, it does kind of suck, because I'm like I like when, I don't know. I mean, if you've seen me and like you've known me or followed me, like I do give recognition to a lot of different things, and I feel like a lot of people should do that. You know, like I would not have started YouTube without Charlotte, and I say that all the time. Like I post that so much, like everywhere. But you know, it's true. Like it's fact. You know, and like it's just like this video. If this dance move wasn't taken from this group of people or whatever, it would not have been made. Or they would have tried to done it differently, but it would not be the same as it is now, you know? It's like just knowing that like not everything, you know, that you see comes from that group of people. And I'm like, I just like the fact of giving recognition to, you know, who actually invented it, who actually did it, you know? Because it makes them feel proud of themselves that they actually did something, you know? Because then it's just like they encourage somebody else to do it too, and that's like what I'm about. So I was like, man, like I can't really change his mind about it, you know, because I mean I try, like I tried to looking stuff up on Google and trying to show it to him and all that stuff, but like it's like he just didn't see it. I'm just like, wow, okay, and then now this is an everyday, ever since that BTS controversy or whatever that we had in class, like it's just continued, just like every day, this is Korean, this is Korean, this is Korean. I'm just like, wow. And I at first, like, you would want to think like, oh, it's a joke, but he's like serious. Like even when him and the other guy was arguing about it, like about something being Korean, and he was like, it's not Korean, like he was arguing. I'm just like, wow, like he's serious, like this is Korean. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, more to come. There's a lot of different things that I have put together, but yeah, I just have to make more Life in Korea segments with the rest of the things that I am doing so far. So I will see you guys later. Bye. You're still here? Thanks for watching the video until the end. Please don't forget to check out the description box below for info on my friends that were in the video.
Hi!
Product links, my other social media platforms, and my new product designer. If you guys love the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment, because I really love reading and writing back to comments that fans leave. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.